The ozone layer in the sky suddenly and inexplicably disappears, melting everything in its path. In order to prevent this catastrophe, a team of researchers traveled by ship to the center of the Earth, 5,000 kilometers above the surface. Now all they have to do is detonate it with a nuclear bomb to stimulate the center of the Earth to resume its rotation. But when they arrive at their destination, they realize they don't have enough nukes. Just when everyone was getting anxious, the doctor suddenly had a brilliant idea. That is to detonate the bombs they brought with them one by one. That way, the energy of the bombs could be increased to successfully stimulate the Earth's core to resume its rotation. Then they put the bombs in each section of the ship and threw them out one by one to detonate them. But at this point, the bearded man had a problem because it was impossible to eject the bombs one by one. And the only way to do it was to go outside the ship and pull the switch. Realizing that the mission would be impossible, the men decided to draw lots to decide who would go out. Unexpectedly, the bearded man wanted to give himself up, because this ship is his life's work, and if the Earth can be saved by his work, he will be very happy there. As soon as the bearded man opened the cabin door, the heat outside almost melted the iron bar in his hand. Although the bearded man was burned to death, he still firmly pulled out the safety switch of the ship's cabin, and he was left in the last section of the ship forever. Without thinking, the two remaining men in the ship hurriedly attached the bomb to the hull behind the ship and set a fixed switch on it, then tried to escape. Everything was going so well, but just as the last bomb was placed, the doctor was suddenly crushed by the weight of the bomb. Despite the man's desperate attempts to save him, the doctor rushed him back to the ship's control room. As one of the bombs went off, the two remaining men in the cabin sat together and held their breath. Thankfully, the core of the Earth had recovered from the nuclear blasts. At the same time, the two men in the ship also successfully passed through the shockwave caused by the explosion. In just 4 hours, the ship was washed back to the surface of the sea. Eventually they were rescued by the search and rescue team. Thus a crisis ended at this time for the great researchers' praise.